All right, so I'm back with some toys, some goodies. These are things that I bought for bushcrafting. That's one of the things I'm going to do once I can afford to, which God only knows when that'll be because, money's so easy to come around nowadays. But anyway, I digress. Yes, I'm a smoker. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so this I bought before I realized that I needed something that would actually work. I bought it because it was cool. Never buy tools because they're cool. I mean, it is cool, don't get me wrong. But this is never going to chop down a tree. You got to have some meat in order to chop down a tree. And this ain't even good for pounding in steaks. But that aside, it is a decent little hatchet, or would be once I get it sharpened, because right now it's not sharp at all. Ooh. And I was going to talk about the sheath that came with it and how crappy I thought it was. And there we have proof because it just popped out the back side. But anyway, I digress. The sheath is pretty cheap. I don't foresee it lasting for very long, but I am going to get into kydex and leatherwork. So when I do, I'm going to build a new sheath for it anyway, so it isn't really going to matter. One of the reasons why I bought this thing and why I thought it was so cool is it's a good multi-tool. Comes apart piece by piece. There was originally another extension like this that came with it that had a flashlight in it, but the flashlight was a joke, so I took it out and got rid of it. Heck, half the time I couldn't even get it to come on. So yeah, but axe head comes off, make it a little easier to carry for storage, things like that. And there are waterproof gaskets between each one, keep everything waterproof. There's a cheap little knife in here. Um, it's not horrible, but it's really thin. It would be great for like detail work. Um, if you're wanting to shave down a steak or maybe even feathering. I'm not sure. I had some wood up here to test that theory, but apparently it's gone. I think, if I remember right, it's fairly sharp. Oh, I got something leaking over on my other stand. I was going to try and find a piece of paper, but anyway, if I remember right, it's fairly sharp, but definitely not going to be cutting down any tree branches or anything like that with it. Now, when you're bushcrafting, you need some multi tools. A little knife to carry around, not a bad idea. So I'm not going to put it down for that. It's just not a great knife. Now we have our flint. Now, the whole point of a flint, it's magnesium rod, not a flint, sorry, is to make spark so that you can light a fire. And this does generate a pretty decent little spark. I mean, it's not wonderful, but it's not horrible. Now, down in here in the bottom of it, take that off. You got a little compass. Probably can't see that at all, but there's a compass in there. It does work. And then it also has a window breaker. So in one of those SHTF situations, where everything breaks down and we're in martial law and all that good stuff, uh, if you needed to, you can break into a car and get some supplies or whatever you need to do. Um, it would make a good, not a good, but a decent little fighting hatchet. if need be. Pretty sure you're not going to take somebody's head off with it, but you can definitely deter them and make them think twice about attacking you. Wouldn't suggest trying to go after them with the knife because it'd take you about 20 minutes to get the damn knife out of here, and by then you're dead anyway. So, but all in all, not a horrible mistake, but still not anywhere near the best thing that I bought. It was $32.99. Kind of overpaid for it once I got to looking at it again, because originally I thought, oh, it wasn't that bad for the money that I paid, and still might not be that bad to somebody else for that kind of money. But for me, $32.99 is a lot of freaking money when you're living on $150 a month disability. So there's that. Now, second thing in my arsenal, my machete. Just a machete. It does what it needs to do. Machetes are basically just meant to hack limbs off of stuff and things like that. It's not sharp either. You could put an edge on it. It's stainless steel. It would take an edge. Might even hold an edge for a while. But what's the point? Because, it's a machete. And SHTF might work good to take somebody's head off or something like that, but you have a shoulder strap so you can carry it. Comes with paracord wrapped handle. So you need some paracord, that'll come in handy. Now, every good bushman has a bushcrafter's knife. It's not necessarily this knife, but it's this style of knife. It's a drop point. You got a nice little finger slot here so that you can really get in and work the wood, do your feathering and that kind of thing. Got a decent grip on it. You can get back behind it. You can put a lanyard on it to make sure that you can hold it in your hand. You can do some serious chopping with this thing. It's not sharp either. None of it came very sharp at all. But again, this one is, I believe it's 1040. I don't think this one is the carbon. It might be carbon steel. I don't remember for sure. But either way, it'll take an edge. Again, nylon sheath. Not the greatest sheath in the world, but it does have plastic insert so that your knife isn't cutting up the sheath when you're putting it in and out. It does come with a Velcro closure. You can use that on Molly, or you might be able to put that on your belt. Yeah, you should be able to put that on your belt without taking your belt off. You can see that? There we go. So, not bad. It's also got a little chunk of paracord down here to tie it around your leg. It does fit my fat leg, so should fit anybody's. It's got an extra little pocket here for sharpener, survival knife, things like that. It did come with a sharpener, but I think I've forgotten more about sharpening than I remember, because I did try a little bit to put an edge on it. Maybe I just didn't stay at it long enough. But I did try a little bit to put an edge on it, and it didn't happen. So I'm afraid maybe I need, need to look up some and figure out what I'm doing again. It's been a long time since I sharpened a knife. But I did buy this. This is for bush use only. This should not ever be the only knife sharpening system you have. It'll work out in the bush fine. It's got a coarse side, fine side, but put a decent edge on it when you're out working. But please, take better care of your knives than this. There's a reason why it's only $4. It's good for what it does, but it's not meant to be a complete sharpening system forever. Okay, so that's what we have for this video. All of them, all the weapons, or the tools, keep wanting to call them weapons, Anyway, all the tools are great with batoning, which means you take your knife or your hatchet or your machete, put it into the wood, you beat on the other side with a bigger stick, and it'll split your wood. Really good at that. I had some examples of that, but we cleaned up and I forgot to keep them. So they're now gone. But yeah, they're good at batoning. Great at batoning, actually. So video's a little over 10 minutes. I would open this portion to questions and do a Q&A, but I'm not live and I don't have many followers yet, so it wouldn't really be a in-depth interview into my soul. Oh wait, that would mean I have to have a soul. Do I have? I have a soul. Just not real sure where it's going to go yet. Anyway, just being a dork now, trying to eat up time, so my video is a little longer, but I really don't care. Um, I hit the points that I wanted to hit. Oh, we put down this nice mat, so that way I can show things off a little better. I'm working on getting better cameras. I tried doing this with my phone, turned out for crap. I tried using the computer, crap again. So this is my little wannabe GoPro doing all the filming. Not bad, but I could definitely use a better camera. But that's coming. I promise. I'm getting a better camera at some point. So anyway, my next video, my head will probably be chopped off or something because I'll be more focused down here on the table. I did get another piece of equipment in that I am going to show you, and I'm going to put some items in it that I'm going to need. But you're going to have to wait for that video. My hope and pray is to put out 2 videos a week. Starting from now, I'm hoping to put them out on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Um, that way you can maybe catch them right after I put them out on Saturday or what have you, because I do know people work, unlike me. Some of you actually can walk, do things like that, and have a life. And I will be making a video of the new leg that I have once I have the real leg. Right now, I just have a practice leg. Its only purpose is to keep making adjustments so that when I get my real leg, it's adjusted the way it needs to be. I can put it on, walk, have a good day. The practice one definitely it's working. Um, I usually put it on one day and leave it off the next because it is a little painful. I think and I got a call tomorrow, but I think it's about 1.5 inches longer than what my real leg is. So when I try to walk on it, it tries to roll me. And the weird thing is every time it rolls, I feel a pain in my ankle that isn't there, like my ankle's rolling. So I don't know if it's because of the way the cup fits my stump that it like interacts with the nerve that used to be on my ankle, or exactly what, or if it's just mind thing. But it is what it is. It's not a phantom pain. I mean, it is because I don't have an ankle down there, but it's not like my ankle just hurts. There's a semi reason for it. Eventually, I'm also going to go over weaponry that I have bought since I am not allowed to own a gun. I do have a crossbow sighted in. Right now, it's only sighted in for about 10 feet because I did it in my front porch, which was kind of cool because I've never sighted in a scope before. But I do have to get it out somewhere where I can get it scoped in for 1,000 yards. Although I'm pretty sure crossbow's not going to shoot 1,000 yards, but meh, you never know. I could at least get it sighted in for a good 30, 40 foot. And it is only a 90-pound bow. So it's not good for like big game unless I'm really close. But I could do a lot of like, rabbit, squirrel, raccoon, skunk, things like that. Not real sure how well I'm going to be doing that because Believe it or not, I've never skinned an animal in my life. Um, that is an entirely new thing that I'm going to have to figure out if and when I can get myself to the point where I can kill Thumper or Flower or whatever. Um, I'm sure if it was in a need to situation, I could do it, but just to do it for food, for camp out, I don't think I could do it. I will be taking the crossbow with me when I go because bushcrafting part of it, I probably will use a tent a few for the first few times, but bushcrafting is mainly you sleep out pretty much under the stars with like a little shelter that's open. So pretty much any animal that's out there can get up to you. I mean, generally, if you have fire going, not going to be a problem. But I'm also not going to take a chance. I'm going to take something to protect myself. I've got a mini crossbow and I've got a large crossbow. Both of them cocked. Both of them are easy for me to use. I am going to buy a 110-pound bow for the big one I've got. And then at some point, when I have $250 laying around, which probably never, but hopefully if these videos start taking off, maybe. And I'm going to add a Patreon once I figure out how to do that. Um, hopefully, maybe I will get to the point where I can afford the what is it called? Cheap shot, I believe is what it was called. It's just like my R90. It's cock, but it's a 130-pound bow, so it is legal for big game. Their bolts are crap, and they build them away so that you can't buy just regular crossbow bolts. However, since I have a 3D printer, I can make the nocks for it and hopefully put it in real crossbow bolts so that I can actually bring down something. I mean, the bolts that it comes with, it's going to take down like a rabbit, squirrel, something like that, but that's pretty much it. I don't even think I can take down a raccoon with this thing. I mean, it's barely got a point on it, but if you look close, let's see if I can. There we go. You can see that it's shaved down on the side a bit. If you do not have a knock like this on your bolt, that crossbow will not fire it. It'll go off on its own little direction, and you can have some serious problems. Might even stick in your crossbow and split and cause you all sorts of problems. So keep that in mind. Yeah, just threw it on the floor. It's also carbon fiber and cheap carbon fiber because it busts up pretty easily. It was actually kind of funny once I got it sighted in. Lexi, my oldest daughter, she had a bullseye with it. I actually we sighted in the laser too, so I decided to just aim it with the laser, and I did it from the hip, and I got close to the bullseye, but I did not get a bullseye. So the laser's still off just a skosh, but it's good enough for killing things, which is literally all I have it for. Since I can't own a gun, it's my backup. You can think what you want of me, but I think everybody needs to have a backup just in case, because I'm not really looking at going at somebody that has a 357 with one of these, the axe, the hatchet, or my bush knife. Just not really a thought I want to have. But anyway, I'm going to go. It's night here. I don't know what it is where you are. So good morning, good afternoon, good night, good day, whenever you watch this. And keep your heads up. Everything always looks better tomorrow. And keep fighting. Because once you stop fighting, the fight's over. You ain't gonna get nowhere. Have a great day, guys. Be humble and be friendly. Make a friend today. I'll be your friend. All right, bye all.